Hi, everyone.
Well,
We know it's been a while since we've done anything, so
couple months.
only a couple months. Just doing our own thing, going to school, doing work, all that shit. So now we're back, and we've had this one planned for a while. We just never acted upon it, so we are now. This one is going to be our opinions on The Last of Us. We're going to do 2 episodes of this. Episode 1 will be based on the first game. Episode 2 will be based on the second game. Liam here has a nice book. He's taking down notes of the first
Yep.
game.
Did I
It's
took
like
some
he's like Nathan Drake in Adventure. Look at that.
schizophrenic notes of the game.
Yeah, a lot of stuff. We'll be going over each chapter. We've got an hour to do this. We're on the clock, so we're gonna try and keep shit simple, but also give our proper opinions on it. And also, we're gonna be changing things up a bit. So before, the background was just us, boring, nothing. Instead, we've actually found Liam's footage from when he posted his gameplay of it on his other channel, which will be in the description. And we're going to take that and put it in the background instead. So then you have something to watch while you're listening to us.
That should help to break up the monotony of the video.
Yeah, and our boring ass faces and voices.
But we'll also include our faces and voices for cuts.
Yeah, yeah, from time to time, like we'll fade them in somewhere.
Yeah, just a face to the.
Yeah, face and name. Yeah, the name.
But
So, yeah.
sorry, this is your episode.
Yeah. So I'm the lead this episode because I've played the games more than Liam has technically. So we're actually going to start off with the beginning of the game for Last of Us 1, which I think it was a great opening.
Oh, for sure.
The beginning was obviously gruesome as all fuck because you start off with, start with Joel getting home to his daughter just at home. And she gets him a nice watch. Gets watch prepared for his birthday. It was all nice. And she goes to bed. She wakes up, and all hell is breaking loose. Out of nowhere, the hospitals have just had a bunch of patients who've been infected just released, and everyone's gone on a rampage. And then Joel comes in, and bam! I got what was the name of the? He mentioned the name of the guy that jumps through his window that he was talking with.
Ah, I didn't write that down.
I can't remember his name.
I know. I think it's Jimmy.
It's probably in
Jimmy?
in the Jimmy.
I think it might be Jimmy or something. I think I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say Tommy, but that's his brother.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll just call him Jimmy. I'm sure the actual game footage will have the name that we can't remember.
We'll put it on screen.
Yeah.
We're kind of sick.
Jimmy!
Dad?
God, it's some shit because the dude was just normal, and all of a sudden, I guess, attacked Joel. So he runs home and gets his gun out of his little desk. Which, by the way, between visuals for the original of the first game and the remaster, so fucking nice.
Oh my gosh, the
Just
remaster
to put it out there.
is beautiful. I played
Yeah.
the remaster.
I've played both versions. I played the original back on my PS4, and then I played the new one on my computer, actually, which was nice.
Like 2019, 2018, I tried to play the first, and I did not finish it.
No,
But I went back and I bought the remaster for.
he did.
Put a good playthrough in, and I gotta be honest, I was a little maybe too harsh on The Last of Us.
Yeah, yeah. Your opinion changed, mother. Yeah, because before he properly played both games, he was saying The Last of Us was bad.
The original gameplay, some of the gameplay mechanics, suck ass compared to the remastered versions of them. I'm not even lying.
So back on track. Gets a gun out of his case and fucking shoots Jimmy right in the head. While his daughter's standing here watching this. Now, his daughter is young. I think young. I can't remember. They never said what age she is. So
She's
I was going to say
she's 14, 15, maybe.
Say 12 to 15. I don't know. So to her, this is what the fuck? This is gruesome as shit. Because this also takes place. It takes place. The game takes place in
2003.
Is that like?
Oh yeah, no. Sorry. Outbreak is
'Cause-
2013. Sorry.
Yeah, the Outbreak is 2013 or 2003, and then then obviously the game
No,
takes
it's
place in
2013. The game
yeah,
takes place in like 2033.
I'm thinking of the show.
The show
The show takes place in 2033. The actual game takes place in 2033.
Right.
Which is crazy. So
Makes sense.
it's 2013. Girl and his girl's traumatized. So now his brother shows up with the truck, and they hop in. It's they're off. And as they're driving through, trying to get out of the city, everybody's trying to do that shit because all hell's gone to shit. And like people's farms are on fire, buildings are being raided. It's crazy. Shit's already gone to hell. And then the effect of
I feel like the effectiveness of the opening is you're playing as the helpless child character.
Yeah.
But
oh my god,
it really it helps to put you in perspective on how
you're seeing through the eyes of someone who most likely doesn't know how to survive something like this yet.
Yeah.
Because like nothing like this has ever happened. Yeah, like you're a child, like nothing's like this has ever happened. Like you don't know what the hell to do. This is a complete life or death situation from now until the end of time. So they're trying to get out of the city. All of a sudden, people start raiding the roads because the infected are starting to get into the trucks, and they just drive through a town, and as they're driving through, fucking road rage just smacks their truck upside down. That's some shit.
Weirdly,
and then
I like the show's version better with the plane because it feels more cinematic.
I still haven't finished the show. I've only seen like the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, in the first episode, it's a plane instead of a truck.
Yeah.
I feel like that. I don't know.
I do remember that. I do
more hype.
And that was crazy. Cause I get why they did a truck for the game. I do get why.
Small scale.
But then obviously for the show they could change it up and like just.
It helps because they cut half of the.
Yeah.
The end part, like the end of the running portion.
Yeah, they cut and added stuff for the show because like the granny stuff, all the granny stuff and all that was never in the game.
But it works because you need to build tension in it.
Yeah. So truck gets crashed into her. What was his daughter's name?
Sarah.
Sarah's like it's broken because obviously a car accident. So now you're playing as Joel. Now you get to play as Joel, who you'll play as till the end of time, other than when you're playing as Ellie. Carries her while Tommy takes the gun, starts shooting down motherfuckers out the street. And then shits are getting blocked off because it's just too many of them. So they go down an alley into a bar where Tommy's like holding it shut to fend off the creatures. So they go out the other end. And now Joel's limping a little bit, trying to hold his daughter up. And he's just running and he's getting chased by multiple of them. Now all of a sudden, army dude comes out of nowhere, just starts just knocks them all dead.
We need help. Stop! Please. It's my daughter. I think her leg is broken.
Stop right there!
Okay. We're not sick.
Got a couple of civilians on the outer perimeter. Please advise.
Daddy, what about Uncle Tommy?
We're gonna get you to safety and go back for him, okay?
Sir, there's a little girl. But... Yes, sir.
Somebody, we've just been through hell. Okay, we just need... Shit. Please don't. Oh, no. Sarah. Move your hands, baby. I know, baby, I know. God. Listen to me. I know this hurts, baby. You're gonna be okay, baby. Stay with me. All right, I'm gonna pick you up. I know, baby. I know it hurts. Come on, baby, please. I know, baby. I know. Sarah.
That is like the craziest motherfucking way to start the game.
Yeah. Well,
go ahead.
It immediately attaches you to these characters within like 10 minutes,
Yeah.
you're on board with Sarah with the game.
Yeah.
Which I feel like I knew it was coming when I played the game because obviously it's a huge pop culture thing, but
Yeah.
it still got me. And I'm gonna be honest,
Mhm.
it still
Yeah.
still hit me.
I played the entire game before, and it still made me sad. But another thing is like it builds Joel's entire character for the rest of the game. With
Yeah.
just that one scene builds his entire fucking character right there.
It shows what he was like as a father, and
Yeah.
then immediately breaks him as a character.
Yeah. But then as the game progresses, it shows him becoming that father again to Ellie, which is nice. Like it rebuilds him
Yeah.
to have her around.
And
So, you know, that's the prologue for the game. Quite a fucking show.
and a fucking opening, to be honest.
It's like I've never like some those games I played, not even close to the emotional hurt I felt when that shit happened. Not even close.
That opening is kind of locks you in for the rest of the game.
Oh yeah, because it's like, what the fuck? Like we're gonna shoot our own humans now? It's like, what does it come to that fast? It's because it's like, what if this were to happen in real life? Would the world be this chaotic should something like this happen? Crazy to think about.
It is
It's very, very worrying. So, next chapter, jump 20 years later to year 2033. Joel's here. He wakes up in his apartment, and he's knocking on the door. And who would you believe is this new character, Tess, his partner in crime? Not his girlfriend or nothing, no, just a partner in crime. So she comes in. She's beat up, and Joel's questioning why. And she's just like, "Oh, I just got mugged." And he's just, "No, yeah, attacked by Robert's men. Robert is their arms dealer who betrayed them because he's scared because he's afraid of Joel. Because Joel, now having lost his daughter, he's like a do or die kind of man. Like he don't give a fuck no more. No,
But
he's like Kratos when his daughter died.
Yeah.
Like, will do whatever the fuck he wants until he dies.
yeah. Let me read what I wrote here for this section.
Yeah, go ahead.
We meet Tess. She comes into the room.
Yeah,
We see that she's injured, and we
Yeah.
see from his body language that he cares that she's injured, but he doesn't let himself see it or feel it
mm-hmm.
because he feels that he has to cut himself off, that he can't lose it.
Yeah, like,
And I
with
got
that
this from facial animations. That's what I read from his. Just like
that's good. Yeah, because in this world it's like you got to be hardened as fuck. Like you can't have much like affection for shit in this world no more. Because
yes.
if you go attached to something too much and it gets taken from you, that's gonna hinder you in this world. It'll make you a loose end to other people.
Yeah, when you've lost so much, like Joel has at the
Yeah, like you
You
wonder if he just
shut-
wants to die.
shut down, way
Yeah.
to protect yourself.
Yeah, like you kind of shut off all hindering emotions and just like kind of go into a state that's like, you know, do what I have to now. Don't matter.
Still tell that Joel really does
Mhm.
care about Tess,
Yeah,
but he doesn't
Espe-
let her know.
especially in later scenes, which we'll get into. So you know, she tells him Robert's men attacked her. So now they go out to go pay him a visit. You know, they're walking to the border to cross over because they have the day off. And all of a sudden, the border gets attacked by bombs from a group called the Fireflies, who will be significant later as well.
Very significant.
Oh, fucking Christ. Shit goes to hell. So, you know, they're running because terrorists and shit. Everything goes to hell. Bombs, guns, terrible things. So they're running and they go back to the building they came from, I believe. And then they go to a different floor, go through a little secret entrance. So they can get out through the border still without having to use their passports. They grab their gear, gas mask, and they end up in a little old building where you start learning your mechanics. You learn reload, aim, listen mode, all that good stuff.
Stealth mechanic.
Yeah, you learn probably like one of the best stealth mechanics I've ever seen in a game. Listen mode, fucking love it.
Listen mode has kind of become a stealth game standard though, now.
Well, I don't see it in many games. Last of Us is one of the only ones I've ever seen it in.
I've seen it. It's very similar to like detective mode, Batman game. Like the
Yeah.
same kind of or Ghost of Tsushima has a listen mode, very similar.
I haven't played that.
You gotta play it.
Yeah,
It has
I
a very
know.
similar
You've
feeling.
been telling me to play RDR2, Ghost of Tsushima. I know.
If you like story,
Uh,
you'll love RDR2.
Yeah. If I do play it, that can be another fucking episode for a later time. Anyways, you learn your mechanics, like you learn healing and all that. And while they're in this building, there's a dude who was crushed by the roof and his mask broken. He's asking you to kill him. You have a choice. You can either leave him to die and turn infected, or you can use a bullet and shoot him. Personally, I shot him because I kind of just felt for him.
I couldn't leave him die. I know it's a computer
No,
program, but I
Cause now what's worse? Would it be worse to become one of them or to die?
well, I'm pretty sure
To-
like you're still slightly conscious. Brain is still
we have.
slightly conscious.
I don't know.
I can't remember
That's
if
the
they
thi-
could say that or I just thought that.
Well, I do remember later on there is a talk about what if they're still in there. They don't say it's guaranteed. It's just a conversation
It
of
is
like,
yeah, it's just a what if.
Yeah, it's like what if they're still in there? But we never get an answer, so you can't really say. So choice yours. They get out of the house and they start walking through a market. Just walking by people who are selling stuff, doing fights and stuff. And instead of money, everything is now food cards. Because money in this world has no more use because everything's gone to hell. And it's ration cards so that you can survive. But sadly, the food market is down because having farms and something like this would be hard. Like, you'd have to find a new way to sustain them that's out inside the perimeter with good water, constant water, and not being attacked. That's the problem. There's all these like new things you have to avoid and consider for a farm. So they're going through the market, whatever, and eventually they run into these three guys who are like, you can't come through here, get the fuck back. Obviously they don't listen. So Tess is just like, you know what, fuck you. Right in the fucking brain. So then you get your first real fight to teach you like, aiming and like crouch killing and like sprinting and all that and like meleeing and shit. Teach you all that. So that's
Drop
good.
into a big arena.
Yeah, then you drop into the shipping yard, which is where the real shit begins.
Sandbox level. It's really.
Yeah, your first you choose. You could stealth it.
How do you want to approach this?
You can go stealth. If so, what route do you want? Do you want to go this way, that way? Because there's consequences to certain things. Like if you stealth kill someone, you can take their bodies and move them. But if you leave them and someone finds it, they're gonna get alerted, and it's gonna be harder to stealth kill them now. You go loud and just absolutely fuck shit up, but that means you got to be pretty good aim and just be like hitting headshots because all you got is a pistol
blowing
right now.
through ammo when you.
That's true. You're also blowing through bullets.
And on the harder difficulties, they are not very kind.
No, they're very ungenerous with new supplies and shit. Yeah, so like with stealth killing, and in that game, there's shivs. Bless up that the second game didn't have you use them as much.
Oh
but,
my! Oh no!
Yeah, you get shivs and shit, and you don't need shivs for stealth kills until later on. But you have them just it's a faster way to stealth kill them.
They're more so used for clickers.
Yeah, they were used for clickers, but you can use them for any stealth kill to speed it up. But then you're wasting scissors and tape, which is bad. You need those.
And you're wasting it on just a normal enemy.
On a regular dude, they can just go do a chokehold and close his ass up.
The extra 0.5 seconds.
Yeah, it's not even worth it because then you waste so much stuff. But yeah, do what you want, loud or stealth, choose your path, and you also teach you about using sound users like bricks and bottles. Teaches you then by using those to lure people to a certain spot, look a certain way, and then you could sneak up behind him and just go yeah, and just start choking him. So eventually you kill them all. You get to Robert's office and he's waiting for you. He's staring at the door waiting for you. He opens the door and he's shooting the door to keep it closed. Runs out of bullets and starts running. So you start chasing him and chasing him. And eventually, his dumbass runs into a fence that he can't climb over because it's barbed wire. So you've cornered him. He tries to run again, but Tess like clotheslines him and just brings him to the ground, which is fucking awesome. So they start talking and shit, and then obviously it's an argument. So Joel comes up and just takes his arm and snaps his arm. Super cool. And also at the same time, takes his foot and just beats his nose in, which is fucking awesome. This goes back to how the fact that he don't care no more about anything. He
But-
will do what he has to.
It feels like he's almost a dog. Tess orders him to do something and he does it like a fucking.
Well, Tess didn't tell him. To
I
do
know,
that.
but it's she glances at him and like kind of gives him like a, like a nod.
I feel like she was kind of the leader between the two of them. She felt
for
more like
sure.
the leader for them. So I think that's why.
I think I'm not saying that this is bad because of this. I think it's just to highlight Tess and Joel's relationship.
Yeah. Well, I think he kind of just followed her judgment. So like if she was like, it's like if she said that, it's like he's like, I guess it's the better option. So sure, why not? Just beat his fucking nose down. So eventually he's like, oh, I sold your gun to the terrorist Fireflies. And so they're like, well, we'll attack him. We'll get him back, yeah. Tess is like, nah, fucking shoots his brains out. Which was just, dude, cold as fuck. That was so goddamn cold.
Enter Marlene.
Ah, yes, Queen Firefly, as Joel would put it. Yes. So, Marlene, leader of the Fireflies, she's injured horribly and is like, I know where your guns are, but you gotta help me with some cargo out of the city into this little convoy we got. So they go with her, they get to another shipping yard section where sneak, kill, loud, do what you want, whatever. You know the drill. So eventually get to where she's been staying while in the city. And who do we find with her? Oh, it's the fabled Ellie, the third character.
The 14-year-old girl.
Yeah, the
Who steals
14-year-old
all of
who's
our
immune
hearts.
and will save the planet. Except something happens. We'll talk about that later.
Yep.
So, they get there and they're arguing. It's like, where's our fucking guns? And it's like, they're not here. They're somewhere else. You take her out of the city and I'll take you to your guns. So obviously Tess doesn't believe her, neither does Joel. So the agreement is Joel will watch her while Tess is off looking at guns. And they wait in this apartment. Eventually Tess shows up and they start going. They head for a little secret exit out of the city. And eventually they get out through a pipe and enforcement's there and beats Joel over the head to the ground because they're not supposed to be outside. It's illegal to leave the city. Because you look around while in that cutscene, everything is fucked. Buildings are like half toppled over. Everything is just grass and dirt and mud and just rubble everywhere.
Scan him, I'll call it in.
Put your hands on your head.
This is Ramirez at Sector 12, requesting pickup for 3 stragglers. Understood.
Look the other way. We can make this worth your while.
Shut up. Tired of this shit. What's the ETA?
Couple minutes.
Fuck! I thought we were just gonna hold him up or something.
Oh, shit.
Joel takes the scanner, and would you fucking believe it? It says she's infected. So now Joel's like, why the fuck are we smuggling an infected girl from Marlene? And she shows her bite mark, and it says, it's 3 weeks. I swear, I'm not infected. Look, it's old. They don't believe her. They don't care, but they're willing to go with it for now. So eventually, cops are showing up everywhere, and you get to another sneaking section where it's an abandoned little town. And you can, in a little additive for the game is that there were drawers and stuff you could open for supplies while around that area, just to stock yourself up for the long run.
I feel
I
like
highly recommend you do it.
here we should skip forward a little bit,
Oh, I will.
kind of keep pace. I think
Yeah.
we can kind of just hand away. Joel, Ellie, Tess make their way through the city
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
Capitol.
Well, they're
building.
not. They're not in the city anymore. Yeah, they've
They,
gone
they're
off,
outside
they,
in the
yeah, they go
destroyed
through.
the destroyed city, and they make their way
you
to
go
the
through some
Capitol.
buildings and you learn about clickers, which you need a shiv to kill for sneak. Otherwise, you gotta shoot him in the head a couple times. And you know, it's all well. You get to find some safes, all that shit. We're gonna fast forward because it's all the same shit. And eventually, you get to where you were supposed to meet the Fireflies. You're supposed to meet at the Golden Dome, known as the Capitol.
Surprise alert!
Wait.
They're all dead.
Yeah, what a fucking surprise. They're all dead. Inside, outside, they're gone. And now Tess is freaking out. They're like, no, they were supposed to be alive. Maybe they went somewhere or something. Maybe they're more... I'm so sorry. Maybe they're... I got 2 water, so maybe there's more of them. Like, no, it's over, Tess. And then Ellie's like, she catches on real quick.
Don't touch me.
Holy shit. She's infected.
Joel,
Let me see it.
I didn't mean for this.
Show it to me. Oh, Christ.
Oops, right?
That's where you see how much Joel actually truly cares, because he's like, no, Tess. He gets real emotional about it. His emotions kind of release a little there. Shows how much he actually cared about her.
But the thing he does, he doesn't like console her or anything. He accuses her. He starts fucking being like, "How long did you know?" Like, Joel,
What the fuck did you...
what the fuck? Come on!
How could you hide this from me? It's like a fucking dad.
It's that repressed emotion bullshit.
Yeah, it's that. Yeah. So eventually, she's like, eventually the cops show up, and she's
The
like, "Go,
ops.
not the ops, the cops."
The-
So they show up, and she tells them to leave, and so they do, and she's starting to fend them out, and all of a sudden they just dome her right in the head. You don't get to see it, but you actually go back and find her body, and it's it's not nice.
Joel and Ellie leave the city building,
Yeah.
and then we get a cut. Chapter 4, Billstown.
Okay. So
There's a lot of
Bill-
wandering around in Billstown. I feel like we can kind of skip forward until when
we
they
can
meet.
kind of like push it more.
We
So,
can
you
just
know,
go to when they meet.
So to explain, Joe claims that Bill owes him a favor. So they go to Bill because they need a car because they're trying to get to the Firefly Hospital, which is all the way across the fucking country. In
Where is it?
Oh.
Pittsburgh? No,
I was gonna say Seattle, but that's
it's
the
not
second
Seattle.
game. Second game is where Seattle takes place just about the entire time. Why are you looking it up?
I'll look it up and yeah.
Yeah. So they get to Billstown, and in this area, it's kind of more of like a restock. Like you can go in these buildings, supply up. There's like buildings you need shivs to get through doors, and like codes and like safes and all that. And then you learn that Bill has traps everywhere. He's got little trip mines in places, and then you can find the bow, which is pretty good if you know how the aiming down sights and gravity works and all that. So eventually you get that, and you start going through, and eventually you get to an old building where he has a trap set up so Joel gets his foot stuck in a rope, and it's some Looney Tunes pull you up through the rope onto
Yeah.
the ceiling type stuff.
I'm gonna be honest. That scene felt crazy dissonant to everything else. 'Cause
Yeah,
it
it's
felt
like
really
this is
cartoony.
some cartoon type stuff because it's weighted by a fridge, and he gets pulled up on by his feet upside down from a rope.
But
And Ellie's
it
trying-
gives Ellie a situation to save Joel.
Yeah.
for the
Well, at the
first
same
time.
time, you're defending her at the same time with your Magnum because that's all
Yeah,
you
it's
get to
like
use.
it's building teamwork and like
Yeah,
relationship.
it builds character to each other. So eventually, Bill shows up and starts fucking them up. Good old 1-2 style. And they start running to this bar area where Bill, takes her arm and handcuffs her to a pipe so he can kind of make sure Joel's clean. This great scene. Ellie, out of strength of nowhere, rips the
Rips
pipe
the
off the
fucking
wall
pipe off the wall.
and beats Bill over the head with the pipe. It's good.
It's so good.
It's funny shit. So whatever that interaction happens. This another like this is a bigger area to like just get specific stuff. Like you can get tape and shit in this area, very specific. And eventually you get to a lot of sneaking because you have to go through multiple buildings trying to find a certain part for a car that Bill is trying to fix. And you start going through areas, just whatever, like using Molotovs and shit. And eventually you get to a school where you meet a bloater. Now, bloater is the hardest regular zombie or infected to fight.
First game.
Yeah, in the second game we'll talk about something else. But yeah, so in the first game, the bloater is the hardest one. The best way to defeat it, shotgun and flamethrower.
Yeah, keep your
You don't get a
distance,
flamethrower.
shotgun,
You don't get a flamethrower till later though. But shotgun is the other way to go. So you start doming that bitch down, kind of fucking it up. And around you can find ammo and stuff around to reload your shit while you're fighting it. And eventually you get out of the building and go somewhere else. You go to does the church happen after the school or is that before the school?
Church is directly after.
Yeah. So you go to where
You make your
Bill's
way
actually
through the
sleeping.
church, and then you get to the houses.
Yeah, you go where Bill's sleeping, and you just see this is where he is. He's just using a church as his own home. Whatever. So just something to pray. Now it's time. His words. So eventually you get to this house, and in this house, was Bill's lover.
Partner, I guess. He proclaims partner.
Yeah,
it's heavily implied that they were together.
Yeah,
and we
especially in the show.
Get an expand on this in the show.
Yeah, but he finds his dead partner hanging from the ceiling, which is just not something you want to see. But shut up, phone.
And then we get this sense of closing your emotions once again.
Yeah, because Bill he sees that his emotions kind of open up, and then they just shut back down right again. He's like, you know what? Whatever. Yeah. That's it. And the reason that Bill and his partner were no longer around each other is because Bill wanted to stay in a certain area of town, while his partner wanted to use the entire town as their resource. We find that in a letter. And then we also find the garage, the part Bill was looking for. Turns out his partner, was it Frank?
Yeah, Frank.
Was that it? Yeah, Frank. Frank had taken it and brought it here where he died, sadly.
I feel like, I'm going to pause here for a second. I feel like the reaction we get from Bill here on Frank is, in a way, a warning to Joel of this is what you will be if you don't open up to more.
Mm-hmm. Well, it wasn't a case that Bill didn't open up to Frank. It was a case that Bill didn't want to open up to the town. He just wanted to stay secluded in one area. While Frank...
It's implied that Bill doesn't let Frank love him.
Yeah,
from
it's
the
that
letter.
Too.
And it's kind of like
It's a case of learn from my mistakes. Care for the people that are around you, because if you don't, this is what will happen.
This is what you will be. You will be the only person in a town of no one living alone.
Yeah, just you surviving on your own, doing nothing else. So they get the car apart, they get the truck going, and eventually they're off. They're off going. They reach the next town, which we cannot remember.
Pittsburgh.
I'm sure in editing.
This is where we reach Pittsburgh.
Now it's Pittsburgh? Okay.
Yes.
But I'll say in editing, we'll probably figure out what town is
I'll
which.
Tell the hospital now. The hospital is in Salt Lake City.
That's where it is. I knew it was an S type something.
Right.
Salt Lake City, yeah. So yeah, you get to Pittsburgh. And they stop the truck for a second because there's this injured looking guy asking for help. And Joe's like, he's not even fucking hurt. And fucking sends it in the next gear and just hits the gas. And runs the motherfucker over. And out of nowhere, all these dudes with guns are just starting to beat the truck in. And they send a bus to hit the truck. And they crash into a garage.
Fast forward through a little bit of a fight, a skirmish.
Yeah,
Joel and Ellie get out.
Just a bit of a fight, whatever.
And
same
we
shit.
get a little bit of history on Joel and his past.
Yup.
Ellie questions his knowledge of how it was an ambush.
Yeah.
And Joel reveals how he has been on the other side of that before.
He's done that type of shit before because in this world, you do what you have to survive.
But I think it also shows that Joel is not a good person. He's not. It is implied that he killed innocent people.
Yeah, well, you gotta think about it differently than just what today we think about it. Think about it as a fact, like, you do, in this situation, you do what you have to survive. Like, you're in a world where food, water, and medical supplies are so unbelievably limited that any grain of that stuff is worth $1 million to you.
Yeah, but what line is worth crossing? Kill people who have done nothing?
It depends how much you're struggling in this situation.
But like, they're struggling too.
If yes, but it's like, who do you care about more? Do you care about you and the group you're with, or the random strangers you've encountered?
This might be where we differ here.
Yeah, this is where we kind of differentiate our opinions, because we still have different opinions on the game.
I can't justify Joel killing innocent people, regardless of.
Maybe. I don't know. I think it's just the fact that it's a place where if you don't have food for today, you may not have it ever again. So you kind of got to make sure you're on top of getting new stuff.
But it wasn't, for this situation, it wasn't shown that Joel was struggling because he was living in a QZ and when.
Well, not anymore, because now he was living in a QZ. Like, we don't know where he was. You don't really learn about where he was properly.
There's 20 years of stuff that happened.
Yeah, there's 20 years of, like, between his daughter dying and us finally playing as him properly in the QZ.
Little snippets. I'm pretty sure Tommy was with Joel when they were bandits. They were bandits together.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy falls in with the Fireflies, and then
eventually Tommy goes off the Fireflies, and Joel disagree, and they go their separate ways, and eventually they don't see each other ever again until later on.
Yes, because what they were doing was wrong. And I feel like Tommy
it's definitely wrong.
Disagrees with Joel's methods and wants to fight for something.
But then Joel disagrees with Tommy's methods because these guys are technically terrorists. They're blowing up borders and killing other people. And it's like
it's one evil versus another.
Yeah, it's one bad side against another. It's like which one's the worst side?
And they're both equally bad, I feel like.
Yeah, in the end, they're both equally pretty shit. But the game kind of makes you pick which one you think is worse. Because you're obviously stuck playing as one guy who's done all this stuff, but you also learn about his brother who's also done all this stuff, and it's kind of like, who do you think was worse in this scenario?
And I feel like, not us specifically, but people in general, give Joel a lot of wiggle room, even though he is fundamentally pretty piece of shit, like huge piece.
Well, yeah, especially like to LA, like when she's just trying to help.
Horrible things.
Yeah, and like even now he's still kind of a jackass. There's other parts we'll talk about how he's a jackass still. But we'll get to that later. So we're here in Pittsburgh, big fight, you go through the town a bit. And eventually, we're climbing through these buildings, getting to an apartment, and we meet these two new characters.
Joel, stop! Look.
Leave him alone.
Easy, son. Just take it easy.
It's all right. They're not the bad guys. Lower the gun. Man, you hit hard.
Yeah, well, I was trying to kill you.
Yeah, I thought you were one of them, too. Then I saw you. If you haven't noticed, they don't keep kids around. Survival of the fittest.
You're bleeding.
It's just nothing. I'm Henry. This is Sam.
Do you have their names? I don't remember their names again.
There are brothers. A younger brother named Sam, He's around 12 years old. He's a little bit younger than Ellie, and we meet his older brother as well, Henry.
Okay, Henry. That was So we meet Henry and Sam. Here we go. New characters, yay! That's always good.
And for me, Henry and Sam are characters that I felt really personally similar to.
I had kind of hoped they would stick around longer than they did.
Yes, and
because
for me, they felt very similar to my real life, I guess, having a brother.
Okay.
And what Henry does to protect brother.
Well, I feel like that goes for most people with younger siblings.
I know. It just, for me personally, with the similar age difference between, felt very.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Because the same for me. Because I also have a younger sibling. I have a younger sister. And it's kind of like I would move the fucking mountain to make sure she survives this world.
Yeah. Henry and Sam is the one thing from this first game that destroyed me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
to clarify this, Liam got a lot more emotionally hurt than I did. Just to put that out there.
I feel like fundamentally, I know he does literally, but on a base level, Henry kills Sam by babying him.
Interesting statement, and I kind of agree with you, but at the same time, I don't know. Because I both disagree and agree with Henry's methods. But I think we got to get into that when they come around, because they haven't come around yet.
Henry had let Sam have some form of autonomy and knowledge on how to protect himself. Might not have gotten danger though. But anyways,
endangered.
We'll come back.
That's the word we'll use. Yeah. So they meet up with 2 characters, and now it's a squad, dude. Yeah, squads. Yeah, you run them around. So they start grouping up together, and they go around the town, peaceful for now, just talking, looting up, whatever. And eventually, Henry talks about having a plan to get to this radio tower to reconnect with another group they were with. So it's like, there's more of us. We were split up, but there's a lot more of us. We're trying to get this radio tower to connect with him. You want to come with us and become a part of our group? And it's like, sure. Staying together, numbers and dude. So they start going through, and eventually they have a plan. The plan is to get through this border at night while the guards are low and get to the radio tower. And would you believe it? Things go wrong. Because what they didn't plan was there was another wall on the inside they had to cross, but they used the truck to get over. And eventually reinforcements, a lot of them show up, and Henry, obviously being the brother he is, the big brother, to protect his younger brother, says, Joel's not up there, but we gotta leave. We're going. You're with us or not.
Which is completely fair, because for Henry, it's Sam and literally nothing else.
Yeah, he don't care. It's like Sam and no one else. So
and the risk is not worth it.
Yeah, and so they leave Ellie and Joel, and they start running through the buildings. And is it just a run scene, or is it another sneak mission?
It's a run. It's a run.
Is it just a run? Sprint. All right. Yeah, you're right. Because then they get to a bridge where now Ellie's like, because Ellie can't swim. We learned that I forgot to mention, Ellie doesn't know how to swim. So this is where it's really tested, because the bridge is broken, and all that's below them is a goddamn river. And she's like, you know what? Save these guys. Fuck it. Sends it off the bridge, and Joel has to obviously go after her. So jumps in with her. And it's just, she can't swim. So he's obviously got to get in the water and save her, and his head gets hit by a rock. And, now he's knocked out on the beach because Henry found them. And what Joel does next is kind of funny. He gets up, goes over to Henry, and just, you left us to die. And, whatever that scene goes on.
Henry makes a pretty good case, though. It's like,
hey,
my brother is more important than you.
My brother's more important, and I knew you'd be able to survive. You made it this far, didn't you? So I knew you'd be able to survive that.
And Joel's like, so, you know what? Fair enough. Let's go.
Fine, sure. So, they keep going on, whatever, and they get to the radio tower. Ta-da! They made it.
And surprise, everyone's dead. They do make it there.
Yeah, they do make. Well, there was no one else at the radio tower.
Yes.
No one was dead there. The whole point was actually. Well, the zombies.
All the people in the tunnels were dead as well.
Oh yeah, that was the part we left out because just another sneaking mission. But they got this underground like community that was massacred. They're all dead. Kids, adults, everything, they were dead. And then there was a little town that you're with Henry and Sam, where it's like these guys, the raiders are there camping. You get to a sniper tower, and you gotta like shut up phone, and you gotta protect them while they're going through the town. And then, while you're defending them from the raiders, infected will come and attack Sam and Henry, and one of them topples Sam over, and eventually you learn why at the radio tower that Sam was bit.
Damn, that smells good.
Good morning.
Where's Sam?
I'll let him sleep in for once.
Oh.
Well, if you want him to join us, you can go wake his ass up.
Okay. Sam? Sam!
What the hell? Shit, he's turning! That's my fucking brother! Screw it!
Shit!
Chloe? Ellie, are you all right?
Oh my god.
Sam?
Oh no.
Sam? Henry? Ellie, stay there. Henry? What have you done? I'm gonna get that gun from you, okay? Oh, okay, easy. This is your fault. This is nobody's fault, Henry. It's all your fault! Henry! Henry, no!
And that kind of shatters him.
Henry is immediately put in.
He's like, "What the fuck have I?" Yeah, but obviously,
Stammers
like
around saying, "What did I
he
do?"
doesn't want to blame himself because
Points the gun
of what
at
he just
himself
did.
and
Yeah,
shoots.
and eventually just points at himself because he doesn't want to live without his brother and shoots himself. It's like, wow, really?
Joel's face, this scene, is shattering because the night before he had opened up to Henry, told something personal about himself, which is something he doesn't do.
Yeah.
He had truly
And
gotten
then
close to these people.
And then Henry, because of what he, and you can't blame Henry for any of this shit.
He's in
You can
shock. He's not in a sound mind.
For Sam's infection, you can blame a little bit for like kind of babying him, like we were saying earlier. But then for shooting his own brother, it's complete instinct in this situation.
No,
it's human instinct that if there's something dangerous that can kill you in an instant, you gotta put it down. But it's his brother in any sense, so he's like, I can't live without him, and he fucking shoots himself. And it's just in that moment, I'm like, what the fuck? Are you serious?
It was shocking for me. I had a feeling in my gut that Sam was gonna die, but I didn't know that Henry was gonna be the one to die.
Yeah, when I had first played, I was like, Sam will definitely perish, but I don't know about Henry.
And I couldn't imagine what that would do if I had to do something.
Oh.
I feel like I would have done the same.
It's in this scenario, it's a lot easier to definitely end yourself after doing that than it would be in the normal. Because in this world, it's like you can go out whenever you want. Like, even if you haven't done anything bad, it's like, what do you truly have to live for anymore if you're alone?
I guess.
But in like the normal world, in your head, you're like, I've done this horrible thing. But to other people, it's like, I must make myself live with this so I can learn what I truly did. So they obviously turn themselves in. Other people do kill themselves, but there's people who turn themselves into the police and make themselves live with what they've done. Because in this world, you can't do that. In this world, it's do or die. But in the normal world, it's like you could sentence yourself. You can try and live on for them and like make up for it with a lifetime of good. You can end yourself. You got choices. But in this world, it's like You do it or you don't. And that's all there is.
From here on out, because we've spent a lot of time talking to this point
about the first half of the game.
About the first half of the game, and it's almost been an hour already.
Yeah, it's almost an hour.
So I feel like
this episode definitely be a little more extended than we planned, but we
might need to do a little bit of a bullet pointing for the next couple of chapters.
Yeah, cool. The next couple, there is a specific chapter that we should definitely go into detail for.
I feel at this point, we can just meander our way to the dam. Kind of skim through that because that's
nothing really happens. I'm pretty sure it's actually a jump cut to that. Isn't it a jump cut to that scene? Anyways,
there's some random walking around. Then and there.
Yeah, nothing even happens. You don't kill anyone. It's just walking around. You get a new gun, whatever. Then you get to the dam, and boom.
Okay.
You found Joel's
You've arrived
brother.
In Jackson.
You arrived at Jackson, which is very relevant for later in this game and in the next game. So you find Tommy, Joel's brother. They find each other after years, whatever. And Joel's like, hey, I need you to take this girl to Fireflies for me. I can't do this no more after what I've seen. And Tommy's like, no, can't do it no more. And Ellie obviously overhears it, rides off one of their horses, and they go chasing. And eventually Joel realizes what a mistake he made to say he doesn't want her anymore. And he's like, you know what? I'll do it. I will do this myself. I will finish what I started. And so he takes Ellie, has her give back the horse, and they ride.
We ride to the college.
That's that scene. Yes, the college.
Or the university, sorry.
Whichever. It was a... And just to say this, it was a very expensive looking university. Like, I had never seen a university like that before. It's not real either. We looked it up. It wasn't a real place. Yeah, but if it was, I'd be questioning how much this type of shit costs for tuition.
So I guess for us, we don't have stuff like that here. But...
So the reason they're here is because now this is another spot that the Fireflies were supposed to be. This is the next spot.
They're all dead.
So you go explore in a bit, get some supplies. Surprise, surprise! They're all fucking dead again. They're all dead, and you find tapes around the place talking from this one scientist who eventually says, they're off in Salt Lake City at that hospital.
Salt Lake. That's where they are.
Yeah, they're trying to still save the fucking world. And it's like, what idiots? And it's like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Are you serious? Now we gotta go halfway across the rest of the country.
Listening to this, a gang rolls up in the university looking for stuff. Oh, what a surprise.
You can't get a break in this game. So eventually, sneaker, loud, whatever, do what you want. And eventually, one of them overhands Joel. They go over the ledge. And...
You asshole!
What do you want me to do?
Move.
What?
Move!
Oh, man. Joel?
I'm gonna need you to pull.
Okay.
So Ellie picks him up, gets him out of there, gets him on the horse, and eventually you end up in the next chapter. So now you're here in this house in this winter area with you now play as Ellie, begins you out hunting, and eventually you run into this guy who's part of a town of his own, and Ellie and him do a bit of an aggressive trade. Like they give her medicine, and she gives him the deer she killed. Was actually all of it. She didn't take any of it.
Well, yeah, but they were only going to take a little bit.
They were going to take a bit of it, but it was kind of a fact that now she was scared of them, so she kind of just took them as and went. And now you learn that Ellie has military training. You'll learn more about it in the DLC, but you learn she can actually stitch and do proper medical treatment on Joel to fix his wound.
And I feel like this is a good role reversal. It shows Ellie being the caretaker now, in which she is the dominant
Well, yeah, because it shows you how much she can actually take care of herself just at this young age.
And this is kind of the section of the game that breaks Ellie as a character.
Yeah.
Or at least
I remember future parts in this clip of like, or this clip, this scene. There were clips I saw where people like, well, I'm sure you know what part I'm talking about.
Yeah.
People were like crying over this one part of the chapter, like because they realize how broken she's become
so sad.
After all this. Yeah, it's fucked. We'll get into it. So she patches up Joel, but these guys have now tracked her. And so they obviously start shooting at her because she's trying to ride out the horse to escape. And they shoot her horse, they take her hostage, and you learn that this town is full of cannibals who take people that they find and eat them. Now now she's not dead yet because the leader of this town is trying to keep her alive, but she refuses to go
creepy.
with it.
I hate him
It's
so much.
so fucked.
He's actually voiced by Nolan North. I don't know if you knew that.
Is he? I never picked up on that. Ooh.
Can I talk about David?
Oh.
Because I got something to say.
We'll go over that. We will go over Nero Nolan. But let's finish up this chapter first because we're kind of crunching time right now.
All right.
All right. So this guy's creepy. I hate him.
There's you can feel the vibes off before he switches.
Yeah, because like she's in the cage and she's obviously like, let me out, and he's like, I'm trying to convince him because you're special. It's like, ugh.
It's some dream shit, bro. It's some pedo shit.
Ooh, that's not good.
No.
And so she takes his finger and just
fucking breaks it.
And then obviously she grabs her jacket and slams her into the fucking door, which is like, it's kind of fair game now. It's retaliation. And so he's like, what'd you say? Cut into little tiny pieces. And he goes off to get the cleaver and his other buddy. So they put her on the table and start getting ready to...
Hey, wait, I'm infected. Don't eat me, she says.
I'm infected. And it's like, rolls up her sleeve, shows it.
And then
they start questioning it. Wait, hold on. They start questioning it. Like, wait, she would have turned by now. So she takes the cleaver and right in the random dude's
fucking
head.
Goon's neck.
It was beautiful.
So good.
Great scene. And so now you're in another sneaking mission where like you're trying to escape David. That was his name. It was David.
David, right?
Yeah, you're trying to escape him, and like you end up in this restaurant. Now, while all this is going down, Joel has awoken. And he's kind of taken prisoner two of these guys, and he's doing what him and Tommy used to do, which was like pin them against each other.
What the? You wait here. Now, the girl. Is she alive?
What girl? I don't know no girl.
Fuck! Focus right here, right here. I'll pop your goddamn knee off. The girl.
She's alive. She's David's newest pet.
Where?
In the town. In the town.
Now you're gonna mark it on the map. And it better be the same exact spot your buddy points to. Mark it.
It's right there. You can verify it. Go ask him. Go on. I tell you, I ain't lying. I ain't...
Fuck you, man. I told you what you wanted. I ain't telling you shit. That's all right. I believe him. No, wait!
You're back to Ellie in this restaurant, and now it's you versus David. And so he obviously only has his machete, and you have your knife. It's melee to melee combat type shit, but you can only sneak up on him because he's too quick.
Eventually,
and you gotta do this a few times, whatever. And eventually, you end up in a cutscene where you're both knocked out. Joel finally ends up in the town to go to the restaurant. Ellie's trying to crawl over to the cleaver, and he's like,
David
holding her down.
Gets on top of her.
Yeah, he's like, you could try begging.
And he starts doing We don't have to say what he's doing, but
I don't want to.
You know what he's gonna do.
And I hate it. All of it.
I have to respect them for them letting Ellie kill him instead of having Joel rush in.
By so much, because it's so much justice that she gets to do it.
But it also fundamentally breaks her character.
Yeah, because she's able to grab the cleaver,
changes,
smacks him over the head, and just starts beating his face with the sharp part of the cleaver. No.
Joel rushes in
and just starts consoling her. It's okay, baby.
And he calls her baby girl, which is
that's what he calls his daughter.
Used to call Sarah
before she died. It's like now the relationship between these two has
they are now
connected. Yeah, and it's just you just feel so much for Ellie after all that shit.
Ellie says,
"What the fuck?"
Ellie says to Joel, "He was gonna." We don't hear the rest. Obviously,
yeah. You could take some guesses.
You know the word.
There's obviously different options, but you can kind of take a guess which one it was gonna be in this scenario.
I've seen a lot of people not understand what was happening.
Not pick up on it,
which is crazy because it's not like it's subtle.
No, but it's also it's kind of a guessing because there's options he was gonna kill me, he was gonna hurt me,
you know what he was gonna do.
Oh yeah, but there's some people there who won't pick up on it because they're there's different options, there's different words you can have in this scenario.
I guess media literacy is really bad with some people.
Yeah, because common sense should kick in here. It should be hey, you should fucking know.
He was going to sexually assault her.
Yeah, there it is. I wasn't gonna fucking say it because
it's not
really hurt.
That's what
that part kind of shot me over.
That part, yeah, I don't even have the words for it.
That part just
I was terrified.
The balls on Naughty Dog for that type of shit is crazy. So obviously all that happens, Joel fully heals, and you're back to playing as him. And eventually, we're fair in the final chapter, you get to Salt Lake City. You did it. Congratulations, you're here. You're not done. So to get to the hospital, you got to go through the rest of the city.
And this is your big final
This fight. Is your big final stretch.
Big final rush to the...
Yeah, there's two big fight scenes. Two big of them. The first one's getting to the hospital. You gotta cross through bloaters, and this is where the stalkers come into big play. Stalkers are ones where they'll sneak, they don't make any sound, so listen mode does fuck all for you.
They stealth up on you.
Yeah, so it's kind of a case of you gotta have Molotovs and bottles and shit because you would lure them because they're weak. They're very weak ones. So you throw a bottle, lure them, Molotov, and they're gone. Easy shit. Whatever. So eventually, you get through all that, and you made it to the hospital, where you get knocked out by two soldiers because you don't have ID. They have no idea who you are. And before you got there, Ellie jumped into more water because they had to escape, those infected. And because she can't swim, she starts to drown, and she's now passed out, and she
becomes unconscious.
She essentially drowns, gets unconscious.
Soldiers roll up.
Yeah,
they find them,
to the hospital.
Knock them out.
Good shit.
To the hospital.
Yeah, and they fucking did it. Congratulations. Now shit gets even more fucked.
Enter Marlene.
Oh, she's alive and back. Congratulations. You're gonna hate her now. So, you get here, Joel wakes up, and here's Marlene's I gotta say, I gotta hand it to you. I can't believe you made it. Congratulations.
It took me 20 men to make it to the other side of the country, and you did it with just you two. Good job.
Yeah. Whatever happened to Tess? She died?
I don't remember. It was 10 hours ago.
So eventually you learn that because Ellie's the cure, that's great. They can make a cure. Here's the problem. To make the cure, they gotta take out her
brain.
It was a part of her brain. It was the cordyceps, isn't it?
It's attached to her neural stem or whatever what that's called.
Which taking it out will kill her.
Probably.
So, oh no, it was guaranteed.
No, it was not guaranteed. It could probably kill her.
Was it not guaranteed? I swear.
There was a slight 2% chance it wouldn't kill her, but
oh wow, 2%.
Very high that it, or not even. It's 0.1%.
It's there's not even. You might as well not even say the number.
It will kill her.
Just say 100% at that point. Yeah. So Joel's can't do this. after everything she'd been to, just let her go. And Marty's like,
get the fuck out of my
Marty.
hospital. Bye.
If he tries anything, shoot him. And so now Joel's on once again a rampage because he gets his shit and starts fucking up all the soldiers because there's no quiet in this situation because everyone's alerted.
Everyone's
so you're just
it's full action all the way.
They give you an automated assault rifle for this fucking area. It's like, really? You're just giving me this shit?
I was like, oh my god, there's another gun. I didn't know there was another gun.
It's an AR. I get to fuck them up. The only problem is they don't give you a lot of ammo for it.
No, they don't.
It's a very limited use gun. So, whatever. You get through all the soldiers. You get to the surgeon room, where Ellie's on the table, and the doctor's like, I won't let you take her. This is important. Think of all the lives we could save. Joel's like, I don't give a fuck. Fucking shoots him. You can shoot the Terminusers beside them if you want, or you can just leave them be. Your choice. I shoot them, because at that point, everything... I didn't. I shot them. I was like,
this is a difference in our personality. I feel more bad about killing fake people than you do.
Well, it wasn't like the situation where it's like, I don't give a fuck no more.
I figured they weren't gonna do anything, so I just left them.
No, they don't, but it's like, I don't care no more. After everything Joel's been doing, is like, fucking whatever, bang, bang. Takes her out of the hospital and starts running, bolting it for the exit, gets into an elevator, and at the bottom of the elevator, who do you expect? Dear old Marlene.
Enter Marlene.
Once again. So she's standing with the gun, and Joel secretly has the gun below Ellie, holding her up, and just boom, shoots her right in the waist. And she's like, please, you don't have to kill me. He's like,
delivers his cold one-liner.
You'll just come after her. Boom. Oh, so cool.
Oh, wait, no. We didn't mention that before we see this, she offers him a chance to just leave.
That's true.
Just go.
He has a choice to just get his shit.
We cut to seeing him in the car, driving away, and we're like,
yeah.
Oh shit! Did he actually?
Did he really take the deal? But then you see
pans
her
to
in
back
the
seat. She's in the back seat.
Yeah,
and we get her killing him.
Cuts back to the scene where he's like, bang, kills her, and so Joel's like, they ran some tests. Turns out there's a whole more like you, but there's just no cure. I'm sorry.
It's kind of to like just settle it out of her mind.
Like, kind of keep her away from it.
There's nothing you can do.
Yeah. And so eventually they end up back at Jackson, like we said, to be significant. Because now this is their new home. There's farms, electricity, more people, everything. This is their new home. This is where they stay. And Ellie at the top of the mountain before they go and is like, swear to me what you told me about the cure is true. And he's like, I swear on it.
Roll credits.
And roll credits. And that's the game. The amount of fucking shit that happens leading up to the ending is fucked.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, the worst one was the David in the restaurant scene.
That, yeah.
For me, that's like the worst. That's the worst one for me.
The worst. There's a difference for me because the Henry and Sam scene is hard in a different way than the David scene. They both are affecting, but in different ways.
Well, I get why the Henry and Sam one affects you more because you have a younger brother. That's why it affects you more. But the David one affects me more because like it makes you put in this narrative like, what if that was my sister? And that's like,
no, I see that completely.
It's like, if this was my sister in the scenario, oh my god, I'm going fucking ballistic. That motherfucker is going to be so many mincemeat pieces.
This kind of puts you in perspective of what a lot of women have experienced. And kind of puts you. Makes
it kind of shows
scared.
You how fucked the world is.
It does. It uses this post-apocalyptic setting to point out flaws in our current world.
It points out a lot of flaws, like a lot of them, and it's just.
I feel like we should say, what are your thoughts on the cure? Possible?
Ooh, that's a fucking.
Because this is the big thesis of the game.
Oh,
was he right?
Was Joel right to not let her become the cure? Right? Well, it's a case that you can and can't blame him. You can blame him because he just kind of stopped the only chance humanity has.
Condemned the world.
Yeah, but you can't blame him because he's become too connected to Ellie that she's pretty much his daughter now. It's a scenario of like this is his new daughter replacement because of how much he's cared for her. But it's also scenarios like he's condemned the whole planet to a life of hell and death forever.
To him, he's let himself finally be open.
Yeah, and
finally let himself
from his first daughter
be a person again.
Yeah,
and then he has the chance of losing everything. Got.
But in doing so, he kind of hurts Ellie more because the whole reason she was so like open to going all this way is because she wanted her life to mean something. She wanted something out of her life.
Ellie struggles with survivor's guilt. Yes. She has a constant case of why me.
Yeah.
When Riley dies, or when Sam dies.
That's from the DLC. The Riley one's from the DLC.
Yeah. When Riley and Sam died, she has a huge sense of why am I the one that gets?
Why am I the survivor?
It's not fair.
No, let me go with them,
or let them be like me. Let them.
It's even hurtful when because when she was talking with Sam the night before he got infected, they were talking about like what's the afterlife like what happens if you get infected or die.
Because Sam knew.
Yeah, because he knew he was. He's like that's why he brought it up. And then with Riley, which is part of the DLC, we'll get to that in a minute. It's like that was her best friend in the QZ, like the only friend she really had in the QZ before she met up with Marlene.
Riley's line is, "Let's be all poetic and lose our minds together."
Yeah, so the way that happens
Ellie doesn't get to.
Yeah, so DLC takes place. I'm not sure how much ago before meeting Marlene and Joel, but her friend is actually a Firefly in training, while Ellie is in the military school.
Yeah, it takes place like a month before.
I gave it like a month.
Or no, it's before. It's 3 weeks because they get bit.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're right.
It's 3 weeks before, and also it also takes place during the winter section as like it cuts back and forth.
Yeah. So there's we won't talk about the winter section because it's kind of useless.
It's kind of just retreading old ground.
Yeah, just retreading how she gets to the house to patch up Joel and stuff.
So effectively, the DLC is a date, a long date with you and Riley.
Yeah. So because you learn that Ellie and Riley kind of want to be together, but they can't be in this scenario. So they know they're at this mall. They're at this mall having a good time doing like stuff people would normally do in a mall, like take photos and like look at the fountain, go on the ferry, go around. I've never seen one in a mall before, but do what you please.
I guess maybe it's more an American thing.
Maybe, I don't know. As a Canadian, I don't know.
Really.
Nope, we Canadian.
We have the one in Edmonton.
Oh, that's true. So they're going around this mall and. Eventually get to the tech store where they're dancing around, having a good old time, boogieing.
Surprise!
And surprise! Oh, they like each other. Oh,
really adorable and cute, and nothing bad is gonna happen.
And cut to 3 seconds later, where the zombies attack them, and eventually they start running through the store, and they get to a place where they're blocked off, and they get bit, and that's where Riley says.
Let's be all poetic and lose our minds together.
But here's the crazy problem. One of them can't die to infection. So they both sit there waiting for the infection to take hold while only one of them goes and the other one stays. And that's where Ellie's survivor guilt kicks in.
And I want to say, I'm pretty sure Riley is the first person in. Because when Riley turns...
I would say so. Yeah.
They're both next to each other. They're sitting together.
Yeah.
There's a loaded pistol around with like a bullet or two in it.
Yeah. Because Riley even says we could either end it here or we could just lose our minds together.
And the only way for Ellie to get out of that situation
is to use those bullets on Riley's infected corpse. Yeah.
And when Ellie does kill the guy later, she does mention it's not her first time killing someone. And there's not really a chance anywhere else in the story for her to have killed someone besides Riley.
Well, there is actually a spot. Remember when Joel's getting drowned by the one dude
No, that's
in the
when she says it. She says that's when she says it's not
that's when she says it, okay. Yeah.
So the
Yeah,
only
it's kind of.
and she's been in the QZ in school the whole time, so she hasn't been out killing people.
No.
So Riley.
But then obviously Riley was potentially her first ever murder, essentially murder, kill, whatever you call it, what you wish. It's just it hurts so much.
It does.
Because like Ellie truly has just lost everybody every time. So general opinion on the game, I fucking love it. I think it plays your emotions a lot, which I like in a game. I like to feel things in a game. There's definitely
like
go ahead.
No real huge criticism for this game.
Yeah.
The story is really solid.
Yeah, story's good, the graphics are nice.
The gameplay's fun.
Yeah, the voice lines are awesome. One of my criticisms is I hate shivs. I hated the
shiv system.
Shivs. They were
probably the dumbest.
They were a god awful mechanic because you just had to use them too many times, and you could never find enough materials for them.
And when you need them, you don't have them. And when you don't
need them, you never need them.
Yeah,
because you need them for clickers, secret doors, and it's just you never have enough of them, so you gotta make choices.
And another thing, the upgrade system in the original game, dog shit. Dog shit.
Oh yeah, because they turned the upgrade system for the remastered into the same as Last of Us 2.
And the animations are so clean and crisp.
Yeah.
Oh, and the guns look beautiful, and the upgrades make sense.
Mm-hmm.
So much nicer.
Like I still have Last of Us Part 1 on my desktop right here. I still have it because I'm not uninstalling it, so I might as well not.
Yeah, it took my save away from me when I uninstalled it, so don't uninstall
No, did it?
Hmm?
I'm not installing it then.
Yeah.
I ain't doing that shit again.
I don't know why it didn't sync. Normally it's
I have been tempted to do the round mode to try and get all the points and stuff to get all the unlocks, but yeah. I just don't think it's worth it.
I thought about trying to play on the hardest difficulty, but
that too. I've also
I love my sanity, and I don't know if I can do.
Well, yeah, because it's a case of like, because the hardest mode is like the hardest difficulty where everything's limited as shit and everything has super health, but it's also the no return mode where you also only have one life, no saves.
I can't do
that. And it's like if you die, you're all the way back.
If you die, it's over. Which I'd love one day to try.
I'd love to attempt that because that would be like the ultimate gamer challenge.
The pain for me is what if I get super far in?
Yeah. What if I'm like at the in the tunnel right beside the hospital and like just out of nowhere sneak attacked by a clicker or something and I die?
Then I
couldn't bear to do it again. Just can't bear to do it again.
Like, okay, never again.
Too much. Nope. Too long. Too much time.
I respect everyone who's done it though.
Yeah. Oh, if you've attempted that and done it, hats off to you.
Big up.
Cause big old thumbs up. Here. Like, you know what? Here, some candy. Here's some candy to you. She did it. Claps all around. So that's kind of our opinions. We definitely have our own differentiations to it. That definitely wasn't the correct word.
Yeah, differentiations.
I don't know. Differences. I'll just use that.
Yeah.
We definitely have our differences when it comes to it. We'd love to know what you think about The Last of Us.
Yes.
Because
we know Joel is right.
Because sure. Like, do you think in the last scenario Joel is right? Like, what do you think about the game entirely? And also, if you have another game you want us to talk about, we're open to suggestions. Because I have other games for us to talk about lined up for future podcast episodes.
Right. And obviously, we'll be tackling the second game.
Yeah, we'll be tackling that'll be the next one. We've already got that one covered. But we've already extended our time. We want to thank you for joining us. If someone sees this, we've gone at least 17 minutes over our recording time.
Not bad. I thought we'd be way over.
Oh yeah, me too. But we've also kind of skipped through some shit just because we needed to, because it was boring as fuck.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, thank you. Probably tomorrow we'll work on editing it and get it out there. Because we'll have to splice up the gameplay footage for the background.
Yeah, that would take a little.
Yeah, just like take the entire like raw footage and just cut it. No, but that's kind of it. We want to thank you for joining us on this one. We'd love to know what you think. Also, love to know other suggestions you have for us. Other than that, we want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.